I've done a fair amount of rug tufting at this point, but I've never attempted anything quite as big as the project I'm working on today. I'm finally making a rug that's actually designed to go on the floor and function like a regular rug would, rather than miscellaneous office supplies and decor. A while back, I stumbled on a person who was latch hooking a giant circular, tree stump cutting, essentially, with all the rings, and I thought that was so cool. I don't quite have the space for a circle in my room, but I'm going to attempt to do a half. Thing is, my wooden frame only fits about a quarter, otherwise it would have been a really small half, so we're going to do it in 2 parts and see what happens. And listen, I love the fact that I don't have to use a latch hook and do all of this individually because I have the tufting gun, but damn, this is a lot of tufting and my hand hurt. I also bought all of this yarn in a bit of a panic because Joann's was closing and I had no idea how much of each yarn I needed, which unfortunately meant that I have a ton of extra dark brown and completely ran out of the medium brown halfway through. I hand sewed these together, getting as close to the yarn line as I could get on the little extra scrap piece of canvas. And then I glued down that extra cloth, just hoping to vaguely reinforce the seam as best I could. I had exactly the right amount of this backing cloth left, because if it was any shorter, I definitely wouldn't have been able to fit it on there, but luckily I just had to trim a tiny bit on the edges. To cover the raw edge of the backing, I hot glued down some black twill tape, and then I set my shaver to its shortest setting so that I could give it a nice trim and make it all look uniform. And now my first ever floor rug is officially complete. I don't love the seam down the middle, and in the future I'll probably just make a bigger frame, but I'm pretty happy with this one in my space.